Do you ever remember the boring assignments back in school? Well, in this project, we make creative, engaging alternatives.
Make a restaurant. You must draw a picture that's not AI, discuss key dishes, the theme, uniform, floor plan, drinks, picture the menu, and overall creative and cohesion. All right, let's see it.
What the freak?
What?
Called out.
Max, you can now see specifically the one trait of this that you would like.
This is named after it.
Unrelated I considered having this be a Max Duvnik thing. It is unrelated to Max Duvnik.
Is there rotten meat in this?
That would be hilarious, actually. Throwback.
That would be hilarious.
I really enjoy the text that sometimes blends in with the background.
So this background, by the way, I actually made this background myself because I found the image of this and then went onto my paint program and then Gaussian blurred it and then used that.
Maybe press next slide. Just
Yeah, I know. I would like to introduce you all to Max's Maxium. It's a restaurant. It's a very recent restaurant, only about 3 years old. I guess technically 4 at this point. Close to 4. Will be 4 this year. But so just a little bit of history here, just to walk us through how this restaurant came to be. Has anybody ever been to a fancy restaurant here where they have portion sizes that are just so egregiously small? Like, you know, I would hardly even consider that a snack, let alone a meal, right? That's like 5 calories. What is that? That's nothing. So our founder, Maximilian, is born and raised in Texas. He was a pawn shop owner for most of his life, very eccentric man, but sort of as he got on in age in his later years, he decided he had been like collecting various odd knickknacks, things that was sort of his hobby. But later on in his life, he decided that he wanted to share that with the world. And so he founded Max's Maxium, or Maximum. Sorry, not Maxium. Unrelated to Maxium. We have run into some trademark issues with them, a lot of legal disputes. But
oh yes.
Yeah, Max's Maximum, which is a restaurant founded on the principle of maximalism. You see right here, one of our famous quotes that we sort of try to live by at this restaurant is that minimalism is a scam by big small to sell you more less. More is always better. Eccentricities are to be celebrated. You know, bigger is better. We're very American in our culture here. And, you know, we will not be serving you this little amount of food. That is an insult to the culinary arts. We guarantee you that you will be leaving here belly full and satisfied with however much you've ate. We strive to be the most in as many categories as we can. We currently have 16 Guinness World Records. We have the most options. Our menu is the longest out of any other restaurant in the entire world. We have the highest quality ingredients, largest portion sizes in all of the states. We even hired one chef of every major ethnic background in the world to also have the most diverse kitchen. We have strived to be the most in some other categories like ethicality, but we'll talk about that here in a second. Here's what it looks like on the outside. We, unfortunately,
Nice.
We could not get any photographs of the outside of the place. So this is just sort of the markup blueprint that Maximilian drew himself. The actual restaurant is much more flashy. There is a greenhouse out back where we grow many of our produce on site. Mind the cat meowing in the background. There is also a food pantry in the back where many of our ingredients, you know, having such a massive menu, we end up not using many of the ingredients. And so rather than let them go bad and throw them away, put them to sale in a food pantry in the back of the restaurant. And things that are 1 day away from spoiling, we give them away for free. Sorry, again, did not have time to draw a floor plan, but sort of just imagine, you know, close your eyes and picture, if you will. You walk in. Has anybody here ever been to TGI Fridays? Picturing all the stuff on the wall, we take that and turn it up to 11. Just random knickknacks, bits and bobs, works of art, shirts, and just whatever random bullshit we can find. We put on the back wall. Cat, please don't walk on my laptop.
Yeah, and I was going to say that I have a vending machine that belongs in your restaurant. No, and technically everybody's restaurant needs my vending machine in it, but...
Well, I already got you covered there.
I know you do. You did really good.
Well, wouldn't we like to sell things at
Oh yeah, that's true.
At Klarner's Market, we be more predictive. We could consider opening up a prediction market for what's going to be in the next version of the Gen Z starter pack.
Ooh, that would be pretty flashy.
You'd have to keep that under lock and key.
Dylan, what I said was, didn't have time to draw it. Sorry, I do
trade.
have an app to help you manage your time better. Just throwing it out there.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Well, it wasn't necessarily time, it was more so distraction. That was the issue, if
Oh,
you couldn't tell.
this same app helps with that too.
Save it for excuse court.
Sorry.
Get to excuse score.
You're good to. We'll just cut that out. Here's what we'll pick back up. Very large interior space, big open floor plan, tons of seats everywhere. It's a very crowded place. Just everything on the walls, floor, every tile is covered in. We rent out the tiles for ad space, just as another way to sort of fund some of this stuff. But we try to keep this small and sort of all on the floor. Everything on the walls is just pure decoration. There's also stuff hanging from the ceiling. We've got chandeliers out the wazoo, big chains. I mean, you've got, this is sort of thing here, but big kitchen in the back, and then past the kitchen that connects to the greenhouse. And then sort of back out of the kitchen, there is another area that sort of goes to storage rooms. And then there is the food pantry back out there that anybody can access and buy stuff from to walk around the back of the restaurant. Within the restaurant, something that separates us from the other sort of maximal style restaurants like TGI Fridays is that our decorations are ever changing. It is all dynamic. Anything on the wall is completely purchasable. You can just ask your waiter, hey, how much for that? And they'll tell you. And you can just buy it right away. They'll take it off the wall and give it to you. There is price tags on the vast majority of things all over the walls. You may just pay a set price. You can also donate things to put up on the wall. And if you want to, you can also pay a flat price, like $15 to choose where on the wall it goes if you see an open spot that you like. If you choose to do that, you will get a what is this? Yeah, you end up getting a discount on your next drink. But
now,
otherwise it'll...
Question.
Yeah, what's up?
Question. Can I do the inverse and pay for a square footage space of wall that I could then advertise on?
You are not allowed to advertise on the walls.
Okay,
That
can
is our
I
only
donate
limitation
an advertisement billboard to be hung on the wall and then pay extra money to decide where it goes?
We're a little bit loosey-goosey with the rules on what goes on the wall. We have weight restrictions just for structural integrity's sake. This is a family-friendly restaurant, so no graphic depictions of gore or nudity, anything appropriate for the kids. PG-13, there's swear words up there. Yes, before you ask, there is one F word hidden on the wall somewhere. See if you can find it. One F word
I
in a
clearly
PG-13
see the
movie.
big Levi's advertisement, so I'm figuring if they get to advertise, I should be able to advertise too.
This is inspiration image taken from a TGI Fridays. This is not actually what it looks like, but it's the vibe. Okay. It's the vibe, right? You can also trade the stuff to put on the wall. If you see something you like and you have something to offer, if it's of similar value and or size, it is available to trade. If you just want to donate something and you don't pay the spot to pick where it goes, employees will put it up wherever they want, or it might find its way back into storage if there is not any room for it to go. We have a very fun thing that happens around happy hour, which is probably 5 to 6. All drinks go half price, and during that period, about an hour before then, some of our employees will go around and price tag all of the new stuff that's gotten on the wall. Items will be locked down, so you cannot purchase anything for the hour leading up to happy hour. Everything's at price tags, but whenever somebody, if you did a trade, then the new thing that goes up did not have a price tag yet. This is the time that they add the price tags. And prior to that, those things are not purchasable. So, it'll end up getting a lot of new stuff. And then that new stuff gets locked in with price tags. And then all of the stuff that's in storage comes out, price tag. And we have some auctioneers that walk out as soon as happy hour starts. And we run a live auction restaurant-wide. During that hour leading up to it, you can walk around and see the tags. Those are going to be the starting bids for every item. And you can just holler out, hey, I want that. Just say however much you're doing it. And the auctioneer, there's going to be 3 or 4 around the restaurant, sort of notice that and be like, anybody can do higher, going once, going twice, sold, and then you get it. We do have a disclaimer. If anybody tries to donate something to put up on the wall during that hour period, we will let them know that it will be going up to auction immediately rather than being hung up immediately, because the auction's about to start. Anything at all in the restaurant you can bid on. Any of the furniture. If you want the booth, you can take it if you can afford it.
You have said anything is biddable. Can I bid Max's clothes?
Anything that has a price tag on it, which you will find is the vast majority of things in the restaurant. You could buy the menus if you wanted to. They do have a price tag attached to them. More as a gimmick. Most people don't. But let's see here. Again, drinks are 50% off during this time period, so a lot of people come in. And then after an hour, the auction closes. Everything not sold remains on the wall for the next day with its price tag that's been put up there. And if it stays up for a very long time, we'll cut the price down a little bit, or maybe we'll move it back into the storage and put something else new up. If you donate decorations, you do get a discount, 10% off your next purchase. 10% across the board on your next thing. So if you put something up, or if you donate a shirt that you don't wear anymore, you get 10% off your next.
That is a really good investment.
What if I donate two things?
Yeah, I was gonna say I can like find like the smallest little
it is
thing.
limit. You only get the discount for the first thing every day.
No, I hear you. So like, see that like Gumby thing like on the wall? Like I could like get my kids like stuffed animal, punch it up there, and then the next day, you said next purchase, bring my entire family there, and I get 10% off that entire purchase. So I effectively made a profit.
No, not your bill. Like one item off of your bill. So like one
your
of
next
your drinks
purchase
or something.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So it's not crazy, but it is a little bit of an incentive.
Yeah, so each person in the family needs to pick up a stick in the parking lot to auction off, and then everybody gets 10% off there.
It is vetted. Like I said, the rules are a bit loosey-goosey. Employees sort of have a vetting procedure where they can say, no, we won't, we don't want that. That's not something that we want to put on the wall. It's not worth it. Essentially, right? But as long as it's in the spirit, we'll accept it. Now let's talk about the employee uniform, because that also has that is embedded with the maximalist idea. This image here on the left, D&D instincts to click and hold to ping. This outfit is sort of the base of what it is, just a plain black outfit, but it is loaded up to the gills with badges and pins and stickers and whatever else they can fit on there. You can donate flair to put on, to just like if you want your waiter to have it, you can just give them flair to put up, and it has a very similar process to how this stuff works on the wall. You can buy the flair off of the waiter's outfit if you want it. You can also, trade flares. That has a lot more strict rules on it, just because we've had some issues with harassment and stuff. The employees get to pick and choose what flair they wear, so they can turn down flair. But if you really want to give one, they can give it to one of the other employees, or it can go into storage and go up for auction.
Question: is that a real employee picture that you have?
No, that is a model for the outfit.
Okay, because I was going to say, he looks awfully skinny compared to what he could be, like 800-pound Discord mod, and I feel like using a representative model like that is something that Big Small would do to sell you more last.
That's hilarious. We will look into that. Good thinking. We might want to talk after this, just business strategy. We are also, we encourage our customers to dress as eccentrically as possible. We want even the customers to look flashy and very maximalist. We tell parents to encourage them to have their kids pick out their own outfits. It's very fun for them. It's always fun to see kids show up with mismatched shoes and mismatched socks and wearing, princess wings or whatever, Halloween costumes, you name it, showing up in their pajamas. It's all very fun. But adults also dress up too. We have a lot of people show up in cosplay or just sort of wearing whatever they want. And it's very fun. Every Friday, we actually have a costume contest where everybody in the building, employees included, can vote on around happy hour time. Everybody votes on who has the best costume or the best outfit, I guess. And the winner gets a free meal. They eat free that night. Let's move on to the menu. The menu here is very much, if you've ever been to the Cheesecake Factory, you'll know kind of the vibe of what this menu is going to look like. It is a book. It is a very thick book. We've got everything you can imagine. We have the most options on there. We stole the record from a place in Budapest called Mofarguru in Hungary, which held the record since October 1st, 2005. There is the most grainy image of the menu that I forgot to put on the slideshow, but I'll share that later. But it had a whopping 1,810 different items. We have beaten that by a landslide with 2,000 items on the menu.
It's only got like 7 items on it.
This is one of the pages of the menu. So all of the items on the menu have what we call the maximizer meter, and will show you how sort of extra the meal is. So if you want something more tame, we do have tame options, and that the maximizer meter will just be very low. This, however, is the max page. This is some of our key highlighted dishes that I'd like to talk about here. These are our most extravagant. So if you notice the prices, these are some of the most extreme in their categories. We have the slaughter board, which is meat on top of meat on top of meat. It's a whopping $148. Surf and turf and turf and turf and turf.
That sounds kind of familiar.
That's true, but I made this image before you should yours. Number 18, or not number 18. How Hungry is on the actual menu. It has a little picture of that horse meme, but it is this is the highest calorie count dish that we have on there. Just let me actually pull this up here. It is a deep fried fried mac and cheese base with mashed potatoes mixed with butter and cream, fried chicken cutlets, bacon jam, cheese sauce, gravy, and buttered cornbread chunks folded in. It is estimated at about 18,000 calories. It is. We do have you sign a waiver if you plan to eat that alone. Mount Sweet is, of course, our maximum dessert. It is a full cheesecake. It's got brownie slabs, 4 donuts as the base, topped with 6 scoops of ice cream, hot fudge, caramel, and whipped cream mounted on top. It is estimated to have about 1.8 pounds of sugar in it. Then, of course, we have the Gold Maxim. This is our most expensive dish on the menu. It's more of a gag thing, but it is an A5 Wagyu steak, 8 ounce, white truffle shavings, beluga caviar, gold leaf garnish, served with simple salt and bread. But it is, very expensive at $420. And yes, that we did kind of do that for the meme. Absolute Kelvin is, of course, the spiciest thing on the menu. This is a single bowl of chili with jalapeno, serrano, habanero, ghost pepper, and Carolina Reaper peppers blended directly into the base. It comes with a mandatory milk flight. It is estimated about 2.5 million Scoville. It is, we also have a waiver for that one. Karmic Infinity here is our most ethical item on the menu. It is completely vegan. It is seitan, lentils, mushrooms, chicken, seasonal vegetables that we grow in-house with a large grain base, cashew cream, and an herb sauce. And $10 out of this goes to the food pantry that we have up back, to our food reach out program. And then, of course, we have the cheapest, the most cheap item, the most affordable item on the menu. The Cheapskate's Delight is plain rice and beans, white rice and beans. Yeah, Cheapskate's Delight, you get unlimited servings on that one. You can refill your plate as much as you want, but it is just plain rice and beans. Then, of course, Liquid Max. It is a 96-ounce fishbowl glass that you can get. It's just the size that you can get any drink that we offer. You can get it in that size. It comes with 6 straws. For our signature drinks, we of course have numerous drink options. We are partnered with Guinness. We hold a lot of world records. We do offer a discount for anybody who has a world record in something, who has like the most of a thing, just a permanent discount to them, sort of incentivize more eccentric people to come over. But we've got some signature cocktails. We have the most alcoholic beverage that is available on the market, just some grain alcohol. We have the spiciest beverage. Don't recommend drinking that one. That is not a fun time. We also have the most caloric beverage. These are all world records, by the way, which is a butter and rum float. It has like a full 2 sticks of butter in it. And then we have the soup, which is our most complex drink. It has literally just a splash of every single beverage that we have on access to. And then, of course, we have served in a glass. All of our beverages at the bar are served in oversized novelty containers, like big glass boots or big fishbowl glasses, big crazy straws. Other than that, like I said before, we have a lot of discounts. The more the merrier. If you bring a party of 6 or more, first round of drinks or appetizers is free. And then this next one, ever finish your plate and find yourself still hungry? You get a 10% off your next meal. That is how confident we are that you will be leaving full and happy. And the way to cash that in is you just, after you finish your plate, holler out, waiter, waiter, more please, and you will get that discount. And then, like I said before, there is a discount for having a world record. But yeah, that is the end of the slide here. Double checking my notes here to see if there's anything else noteworthy to talk about. But I think that about sums up the restaurant's shtick.
Obviously, Big Small. I like that name. So how much is the beans and rice? Like, how much food is that? That's $3.
It is a pretty heaping plate of it. Again, I don't have measurements on hand. It's like, about an 8-inch diameter plate, filled to the brim with white rice and beans, black beans. Okay. But you can get unlimited servings of it
for $3.
For just $3.
So what I'm hearing is to maximize the output, you should get the Cheapskate's Delight.
Technically, yeah, if you want to, if you are fine eating that, I believe just the density of the calories, your stomach would physically be too full to eat.
Are you not allowed to share that?
No, that's per person. But you could all buy it if you wanted to each buy your own.
Well, how do you enforce that though?
Max is attempting to feed the world with Cheapskate's Delight.
Yeah,
kind of am.
It's Olive Garden rules, right? Like, they have unlimited soups and salads. The soups, technically, you're not supposed to share it, but...
Okay, you're not supposed to. But what's the maximum we can extract out of this is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, we'll be giving you one plate at a time, so it does kind of disincentivize you doing that. But
we have all the time in the world, all the time with my party.
If you want to do, for sure, yeah, go ahead, eat your rice and beans. Very affordable. We pride ourselves on being extremely ethical.
Oh, this is ethical. I'm feeding the slaughter
board, but
I'm feeding the world.
I'm looking at the slaughter board and thinking, is this ethical?
This is something else I actually wanted to talk about, is that Maximilian God rest his soul. He passed away about 5 years ago. The restaurant's changed hands to his son Maxwell, but
Wait a second. He died 5 years ago. It was opened in 2022.
I wrote that before I wrote that part, so actually actually forget about it. Max, edit this out. Max, edit this out.
Oh, really?
He died 2 years. He died 2 years ago.
Shouldn't have said that.
He died 2 years ago.
So many Maxes to keep track of.
It's the myth. It's the myth. He originally opened the restaurant as a vegan exclusive restaurant. However, being in Dallas, Texas, the demand for vegan food was just not as high as we were hoping it would be. Cost of the meat alternatives that we had to bring in from external sources, we just didn't have the funding for that. So for purely financial reasons, we had a lot of discussions and decided to put meat back on the menu. Thanks to the wide success of our happy hour auctions, there was a TikTok influencer who showed up and has purchased the most expensive thing on the menu. We've had a couple celebrity guests stop by. It's gone sort of viral. People putting auctions of things, just putting really goofy things on the wall. We've got a couple YouTube play buttons and things. Dwayne The Rock Johnson came by and put an autographed photo on the wall, and a TikToker with a lot of money came by and bought that for like $500,000, I think. A lot of thrifters come by here. It's sort of become a hot spot for that. So with the surprisingly astounding success that this has been, the financial venture, we just get so many donations. People just see an empty spot on the wall and they want to fill it. It's a place for artists to put up their art. It's everything. So with this wide success, we are planning to open a second location somewhere in, a more blue-leaning state. We're thinking like California or maybe like Denver. That's maybe a little bit more vegan inclusive. And that location we plan to start as a vegan exclusive menu to really gun for that ethicality. But outside of that, we do try to make up for that. We only get meat, or at least we try our best to get meat from local farmers who we have personally vetted to know that they are treating their animals fairly. We try to avoid factory farming where we can. But of course, where are we going to get ostrich for that slaughter board? But but outside of those, we do try to get our things from ethical sources. We grow most of our produce in-house, and that saves a lot of money in that. And then plus, with the food pantry, we are selling a lot of that as well. It's sort of like a mini grocery store. A lot of the stuff we also buy in bulk, the things that we do buy from external sources, and we end up not using a lot of it. And so we repackage it into smaller packages and sell them at a discount to consumers. But to us, we're also getting it at a markup because bulk things are cheaper. And we always package things in cans or glass or cardboard to be, more environmentally friendly. We also pay all of our employees well above minimum wage. The lowest paid employee here is $23 an hour. So tips are not required. We think tipping culture is a scam. But tips are very welcome. You can tip whoever you want. Yeah, we do try to treat our employees very fairly and be very ethical about all of that. Again, I also mentioned way earlier, we do have the most diverse kitchen. We've brought in immigrants. We tend to hire mostly immigrants for the kitchen, just to get the most authentic of each culture's food genres. So hopefully that answers your ethicality question. I believe, Max, you were in the middle of asking something else that I forgot about, but
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Feeding a lot of people with the Cheapskate's Delight. Yeah, I mean, we want people to be fed. We have a food pantry. We give away all of our food. Even if you don't finish your food, this is another very important thing. Because our portion sizes are so outrageously large, we expect you probably won't finish all of it. So after you are done, rather than just throwing away your food, we have it inspected by a health professional and make sure that it's not like diseases, we don't want to spread any pathogens, but assuming it is clean, we do some disinfectant progress. We cook it a second time, and we repackage it and we give it away to homeless people with the asterisk that they know that it is somebody else has eaten off of it. Better to have people be fed than have it go to waste. Yeah, so we do like feeding people.
I can still take leftovers home, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. If you want to take it home, you can, but we just don't want it to go to waste.
I'll take it home, leave it in my fridge for 2 weeks, and throw it out.
Yeah, I mean, you can if you really wanted to, but we'd encourage you, if you're not going to eat it, just leave it here. We'll give it to somebody else who needs it. Excellent.
Very cool, Dylan.
All right, guys. What is my grade? It was also doing this menu, just as a quick note, finding this overflowing meter took me like a straight 10 minutes of just Googling.
I bet.
Because
I bet.
I was like overflowing meter, and it was like car problems I was getting. I was like overflowing meter clip art, and it was a full gas tank. And it was just like, oh my God, dude.
2 points off of the overall picture of the restaurant because of the MS Paint simplicity.
Yeah. This was for sure one of the things I was like, I kind of wish I had more time. I was hoping to draw the interior, but I just did not have time to do that.
All right.
Very
Austin,
cool,
what'd you give me?
Dylan.
Let's see.
You got an 80.
Stay tuned for next time. Austin sprouts to snouts.